We're happy. We are a happy boy, huh? Happy. Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Emily and welcome back to the Resort Cats YouTube channel.
Yay!
We got Charlie hanging out here for just a little bit, but I think he's looking for a way down.
Yeah.
Today I've got something really cool for you guys. I went to my very first ever cat cafe yesterday. I know most of you in the cat lovers world have probably heard of cat cafes, but they're not that common yet. At least someday I hope they'll be everywhere. The cat cafe that I went to is based out of Orlando, Florida. As many of you, or maybe none of you know, I live in the Tampa-St. Pete area, so Orlando is just a short drive away. We were there anyway to visit some family, and we went to Universal and blah, blah, blah. But while we were there, I said we are finally going to go to the Orlando Cat Cafe because I've never been to one, and darn it, I wanted to go. So we went. So as some of you might know, the way that cat cafes work are pretty cool actually. It's almost exactly what it sounds like. It's a cafe that also has cats. Yes, you guessed it, cats. I believe the trend started in Japan or Korea where, you know, they love cats and sort of made its way over to the United States because it had some insane popularity in the places where it very first opened. So now we have a few of them in the United States. I know there's one maybe in Miami, Florida, probably New York. I think one opened up in Chicago, LA most likely. I'm not exactly sure what they are called or exactly where they are, but if you're in any of those major cities, I'm pretty sure they already have cat cafes. The Orlando Cat Cafe, which is the one that I went to yesterday, was the very first cat cafe in the state of Florida to open, which I think is pretty cool. The way that the Orlando Cat Cafe works is they partner with a roastery or coffee company called Axum Coffee, and they work together to create this space. So Axum Coffee takes care of the cafe side, and then you pass through a little vestibule, there's a door, a little space, another door, and then you go into the cat area where they have all the cats. That's because of health and safety rules. The animals cannot be where you serve food for, you know, pretty obvious reasons. But it's pretty cool because the Axum Coffee Company takes care of all of the coffee side of things and lets the Orlando Cat Cafe Company focus on what they want to do, which is help cats and rescue cats. They partner with the SPCA of Florida, which provides them the cats that they then house and take care of in their cat cafe area, and all of them are up for adoption. They have done an amazing job. They've been open for about 2 years, and in those 2 years, they've had over 350 cats be adopted from within their Orlando Cat Cafe. That's amazing. And I think part of that is because when you're visiting the cats, you're in a very relaxed, you're going into the cat's area instead of trying to bring a cat into yours. I think when you look at cats sometimes at a shelter, or even dogs for that matter, and they're in a cage and they're scared and alone, you don't really get a feel for what that cat is like, which is really important if you're gonna take it home. The cool thing about cat cafes is that you get a chance to hang out with the cat in its very calm, natural environment. You're stepping into where it feels comfortable. That is its place, its house, you know, it knows that area, and you're stepping into that and seeing how it reacts in its normal setting. So I'll put videos throughout here, but there were a lot of cats that were just hanging out, they were sleeping, having a good time, you know, and I think you really got to see what their personalities were like. They also had what they call a kitten tent. So they try to keep the kittens separate from all of the people and the cats that are kind of roaming around the larger area. So they have just this camping tent set up inside the cafe where you're able to step in for I think 5 minutes or so, because there's a lot of people, they put it on a timer. So you get about 5 minutes, I think, to hang out with the kittens specifically and pet them and chill with them, and they're just adorable. And I know kittens get adopted so much quicker than older cats, but some of these older cats were so cute. There was one wearing a red and white like holiday collar, and I swear that cat was just so zen. I came this close to begging to take that cat home. Different cat cafes set up their pricing models differently, but the way that the Orlando Cat Cafe does it is you can enter the cafe at any time, just like a normal coffee cafe, no charge, nothing like that, unless you order coffee, then you pay for it. And then to get into the area with the cats, you pay $8 for an hour, which I think is totally reasonable. They do have a glass window between the cafe and the cat area where you can kind of look at the cats and see what's going on. So maybe if you're not sure you want to spend time with them, you can go to the cafe and just look at them through the window, and then if you want to pay the $8, you can. They do have a limited amount of people that they let into the actual cat area because they don't want to overstimulate the cats and get it too crowded and rowdy in there. So I believe they limit it to about 20 people. I think I read that somewhere. And I think that's totally reasonable. They have anywhere between 15 and 20 cats in that room, so there's plenty of cats to go around. They have a little kitty door in between the cat room and then the back area, which has the litter boxes and, you know, some more calm areas for the cats. So if any of the cats are feeling a little overstimulated or just don't want to be around people, they have the ability to walk out and go into the back and hang out back there if they want to. One other thing that I want to note is that they do birthday parties, just get together, stuff like that. When we went, we actually were coming in right after a birthday party, and so we got to see that they had some kids in there, and the kids had like coloring that they could do and hanging out with the cats. It was just kind of a really cool setting to have a birthday party. I know if I was still having birthday parties, I would definitely want one in a cat cafe, but also maybe some wine. Maybe there's a business there. We will see. One of the things that they also mentioned is that a lot of their business comes from tourists who are maybe taking a day off from the Disney and Universal parks and looking to just relax and get off their feet for a couple days. So if you are planning a vacation to Disney or Orlando and you are a cat person, I would highly recommend, if you're taking a day off from the parks, check it out. It's really not that far. I think we drove from the Universal Park to the Cat Cafe in, I believe, 25 minutes. It's even closer to Disney. It's actually right next to Animal Kingdom. So if you're staying in any of the Disney resort hotels or you're at one of the Disney parks, it's not far. You okay, bud? Okay. You okay? You can make a reservation if you're going, and I would recommend it because they do get a little bit busy, and if you don't have a reservation and there's already a lot of people in the cat room, you won't be able to get in or you'll have to wait. So if you are gonna go for sure on a specific day, I say make a reservation. You don't pay prior to being there, so if you make a reservation and you end up not able to go, you could call and cancel, and there's no refund because you don't pay until you're about to actually go into the cat room. So I think that was really cool. So because part of this is the coffee, you go to have a drink and play with cats. I ordered something from Axum Coffee. I believe it was like a hazelnut warm latte type thing. I don't remember the exact name. If I can find it on their website, I'll definitely put it up here so you guys can see, but it was delicious. I think it was better than anything that I've gotten from Starbucks, and I'm not a huge Starbucks fan to begin with, so that's not hard to do, but it was really good. I would absolutely get it again. The prices were very reasonable, very normal for a coffee place. And yeah, 10 out of 10 for the coffee experience and 10 out of 10 for hanging out with the cats. All in all, I think it was an awesome experience. If I lived in the area, I probably would be there at least once a week. And I think they did mention for locals, they have a like recurring customer kind of program. That might be something to look into if you live in the Orlando area. I would absolutely recommend it. If you are in Orlando or you're visiting Orlando and you have some time, check it out. I mean, $8 for an hour, that's not that much. It's going to a really good cause and it's fun. Like, the cats want to hang out with you. They want to play with you. They want the interaction that they don't get when they're sitting in a shelter. So I highly recommend it if you're in the area. I loved it. I had a wonderful time. Thank you, Orlando Cat Cafe, for doing what you do and for providing such a great environment for the cats. I will be there again, I promise you, and I can't wait. I don't want anybody to forget our two lovely cat hosts, so I brought Baloo over to say hi. Say hi, Baloo. Hi. Say hi to the kitty cat family. I just woke him up from his nap, so he's a little bit grumpy. And we have Prince Charles Montgomery, or Charlie as we call him, over here in his box, who stuck with us through the whole video, so thank you, Charlie, for that. All right, say bye, Baloo. Bye. As always, I ask that you hit that subscribe button up top and like the video if you liked this, if you want me to see other cat cafes. I'll be in the Chicago area in January, I think, so if there's a cat cafe there, I'm gonna set up some time to go and hopefully get a little review video for you. If you have anything that you want me to review or talk about or look at, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being a part of our kitty cat family, and as always, have a wonderful day, weekend, year, month. It's almost 2019. Who can believe it? Not me. Anyway, as always, hugs and whiskers. Mwah! Thank you so much. Bye!